grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy, and once again, I am joined by my trusty sidekick, Jim.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
But you can't say that 5 times really quick.
No, it's a rough start. I don't know what's going on. I haven't had a beer in almost a day, so
you're already starting to get the DTs.
Yeah, exactly. You know, ladies and gentlemen, Jim's been doing a lot of research, finding songs to kind of start, and who'd have thought that this category would have been so difficult to try and find a song? So, and we actually looked. It wasn't like we just cursory, took a glance. We actually did some deep diving to try to find, and nobody has a good song about this category. No, it's just kind of crazy. So we had to go back to old school.
We're talking through it.
So
working our way through it.
We got to work our way through it. We don't know what to do. That's all messed up already. So we don't know what's going on.
Maybe one of the listeners might have a good song that could let us know what they think.
That is true. Yeah. If anybody out there knows a good song that's based on lagers. Last week we kind of surprised ourselves with the Pilsner class that we had.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't know how many times last week I thought it was going to be 6 cans of the same. Today could be 6 cans of the same. We don't know, but we were surprised by that. So we went to the lager side.
The lager.
Yeah. So we've got
not the lacrosse lagers.
No, not L-O.
There you go.
G-G-E-R-S. We got L-A-G-E-R-S.
Nice.
So yeah, we've got 6 beers, 4 pint cans, 2 regular 12 ouncers.
Yep. No bottles.
We have 5 breweries because there's
a double hitter.
2 different ones from one of these breweries. So yeah, it should be interesting. So
yeah, I think hopefully everybody gets a chance to look at the picture because every can, I think we have every color in the rainbow covered here for these cans, which is unique. You don't usually get like this, but I guess that's one good thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some wild artwork, and then there's some pretty professionally, subdued. They all look very, very different.
Yes.
So that
actually brings up a good point. I actually do have a question about that too.
About the artwork?
No, about beers.
Oh, good. I'll say because I'm worse at artwork guessing, I think.
Yeah, so. I wouldn't give you one of those. That'd be too hard. That'd be too hard. I'll give you some easy questions.
I appreciate that because, come on, dude. Really?
Yeah. All right. So should we start?
Well, we might as well start one off and see where it takes us.
What do you got there?
Well, the first one that we have is by Drecker.
Nice.
And we've had a number of beers from Drecker. They're out of Fargo.
Yep.
Fargo, North Dakota.
There you go.
And now we don't have just their lager.
We don't. No, we don't.
We don't even just have their mega lager.
We got more than that?
We have a super mega lager.
Oh, wow.
That
even sounds good.
That sounds pretty crazy. Super mega lager from Drecker, 4.5% ABV. On
the low side.
Yeah. I'm guessing most of these are going to be kind of like that. Yeah. So here's what their little write-up said. It's super. It's mega. It's a new lager. All right, I can get that from there.
There you go.
Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Super mega lager is a super classy, mega crisp lager that's all kinds of light and crushable. Here again,
there's that
they
word.
Had to go to that technical term, crushable.
Do we know what crushable is?
Just that you can drink it, I'm pretty sure. Marketing,
All right.
Let's see. It's crushable, and we can't wait to raise a bunch of glasses of this with all of you wonderful weirdos.
Are they talking about you?
It could be.
Weird.
You never know.
So all their drinkers, the only people who are weirdos who drink their beer?
Well, maybe.
Is that a good marketing?
I don't know. A lot of their artwork makes you wonder. So
that is very true.
Like I said, we've had Drecker. I think they're known a lot for sours.
Yes.
What else? They've got a few different lagers that I've seen, things like that. But when I think Drecker, I'm thinking more to the sour side.
Yes.
So
because isn't that part of what their name?
I think you're right.
It's a shortened version of that.
Whatever it is that
they put into beer to make it sour.
I think you're right. I think you brought that up one time. So you're right. Yeah. I don't even know what is on that can, dude. I'm not sure what kind of a critter.
Several eyeballs looking at you.
A lot of eyeballs. It's got wings, or at least a helmet with wings on it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the one ghost on Ghostbusters. That's Slimer, but this one's got way more eyes and kind of creepy looking. So
yeah, he's got his eye on you.
There you go. Well, Yeah, he's got his eyes on both of us because he's got enough of it to do that. So, all right, let's crack this bad boy open and we'll see what the Super Mega Lager is all about.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that the brewery is in a building that was built in 1880s.
Yeah,
one of the first buildings in Fargo.
I saw online that and it's like, I don't remember if it's an old train type, some kind of building.
It is. It says it was built by the Northern Pacific as a locomotive repair building and foundry.
Okay. And I know that they've got some other like quote unquote stores. They're like craft vendor type people in that same building with them.
Really?
So they've opened it up to that kind of thing, you know. It's one of those buildings that I know my brother had talked about that, man, we really need to kind of go and look at because it looks online. The pictures look pretty crazy. I mean, like really cool.
And they call their tap room Brew Holla.
Yes, that's right. So, all right. Ooh, pretty
light.
Pretty light in
almost
color.
A little hazy. Is that
a little hazy, yeah.
But not overly hazy.
Smells like a lager.
Is that what that smells?
You know, it's kind of that little bit of a yeasty.
Yeah, I smell something different. It's not like the Pilsners.
No.
Smell.
It's not bad.
No, I mean,
not a huge amount of flavor, but I mean, there is some flavor.
Is it a little salty? Is that, or what is that?
I'm trying to figure out what that flavor. I don't know what to call that. It's. I get where you can say it's kind of salty, but
that's not the flavor. I don't know. I can't figure out what that.
I wish they gave us a little more info. Yeah. On what was in it, you know what I mean? Because
we don't even know what kind of hops are in it.
No, not at all. It's interesting. I will give them that.
Light and crushable, I guess.
This would be on a hot day sitting out in the garage. Yeah. You could crush at least a pint can or two of this.
Yeah, 4.5%.
Yep.
I mean, you're not going to get scared away.
Mm-mm.
There's nothing. It says super mega, but it's not super mega flavorful lager. It's just super mega lager. So it's. I mean, it's just kind of there.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what that flavor is. It's almost got,
very hard to describe.
Almost like super faint, almost like either like a pineapple-y, lemony kind of. A little bit of a hint to that. Isn't that kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that lemon. Yeah, it's just so faint, though, it's hard to really pick out.
There's just something on the aftertaste.
It's not bad. It's just not a lot.
Right. Exactly. It is
you get to go first.
Oh, man. I knew you were going to say that. This is going to be super mega difficult.
To say the least.
I think this is a good example of kind of I don't want to say a generic, but like a kind of a generic lager.
Yep.
You know, where you could sit down and drink a couple of the pint cans, and I don't think the flavor would tire you out, so to speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure it could have almost fit in with the Pilsners.
Yeah.
You know, kind of.
Yep. Without a doubt.
Yeah. I think on this one, boy, I'm going to go I'm trying not to paint myself in a corner right off the bat. I'm going to go 2.4, even though I was going to put it at a 2.5, but I'm going to go 2.4 just because I wish it had a little bit more of something, but it's very drinkable. And I can see, like I said earlier, sitting in the garage or whatever with this ice cold, you could drink it and be totally fine. So good example of that. I think anybody could drink it.
Yeah, it's definitely, light and crushable. I guess it does hit those there's just not flavor there. If you're looking for flavor, this isn't the one, but if you're looking to have a few on a hot summer day, this is there. I'm right in there. I'm going to say a 2.3. I know there is a little bit of flavor, but just not a lot.
Right.
I think that, as good as it is, I think they could have put a little bit of something in it.
Yep. I agree with you. You know, and like I said, it's one of those things where a new person could definitely drink it.
Yes.
You know, I think that's the one thing that it has going for it, really. If you're new to craft beer and you're like, you could drink this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it'd be totally fine. So, yeah, good job, Drecker. You know, it was interesting.
So I did, when I was looking up for all the stuff, I found a little bit of some statistics for 2025.
Okay.
Regarding beer.
Beer in general. Okay.
So overall for 2025, beer sales are down about 3%, which is about, in a big scheme, $2 billion.
Oof. Yeah.
So 3% isn't much, but $2 billion. For you, it's not a lot of money, but for us common folk, that's a lot. So of that 3%, which 3 beer segments, that's how they define it,
Okay.
are down the most.
Beer segment. So you're talking like beer style, so to speak,
Right.
Or
So like craft beer is a segment. Seltzers,
okay,
premium beer.
okay.
So like
boy, so there's three
that are down
that are down the most.
Right.
Man, because that's a tough one because when some of the big name beers have fallen off, but then another one will kind of takes its place. So it's like, is it really down that much? Well, I know craft beer has been down.
Yep. So that's one.
That's one of them. What else is going to be down? Let's say, and I don't know if this. Let's say, I don't if you call it, because we always refer to it like the big box beer, the premium, like the
domestic premiums.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So that's two.
Yep. That's the second one.
What's the other one? Imported
seltzers.
Oh, really?
So
you gave me that.
Yes. So seltzers and craft beer are down 4%.
Okay.
And domestic premiums are down 6%.
Oh, so they're down.
So
a ways.
I didn't know what domestic premiums were defined as. So they had three things, and they said usually they're higher alcohol content.
What domestic beer is higher?
For theirs, they say above 4.5%.
Oh, my mistake.
So I'm like, really? That's higher? All right. Craftsmanship. Premium beers are often produced by breweries that prioritize quality and detail in their brewing process. I don't know who wouldn't.
Yeah, I was going to say, you would think that would be a big thing in any brewing.
Right. And then a distinct flavor profile. Like for these premium beers?
Again, you would
which
think.
is odd.
Yeah.
So it says, beers often showcase a wide range of flavors from hoppy and bitter to smooth and malty.
Well, that kind of covers the entire spectrum.
So it really didn't narrow it down.
So they didn't give any examples.
No, so that was what their domestic premiums are.
Interesting. That's kind of wild.
Right. So
I'm like,
I don't know if that made more questions or to give us any more answers.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Well, I remember a number of years ago when the craft market first exploded and it was going crazy. I remember I saw a thing online, and I don't remember all of, because they had the top 10 beers that were affected by the craft brewing surge.
Oh, yep.
And I remember the number one that was hurt the most, and it was Miller Genuine Draft.
Oh.
And which is funny because I remember before craft beer, that's what I drank. Drank that. And that year, whichever year it was, and I apologize, I don't remember the year for sure, but it was, within relative short time. But they said they were down like 500,000 barrels a year.
Wow. So it took a big hit.
That was a big hit. Yeah. Wow. And so it's like, I don't know if that, could be in that category or not. I don't know. But you think about it, it's like how many domestic beers are above 4.5?
Right.
I mean, really, it's because I don't know what,
Well, that's what's going to help for the next questions I ask you, because they actually gave me a few styles in the next one.
Oh boy! All right,
so that's now you really got to get your
now I got to get my thinker going. Yep. So I suppose we might as well try and kickstart it with the next beer.
Yes.
So, well, the next one, I'm not going to lie. When I first saw the can sitting there, I thought it said "dirty."
Oh,
is what I thought, and I was like, "What kind of beer are you getting?" So we should say, ladies and gentlemen, all of these beers we bought in a build your own 6-pack.
Yep.
Again, when we went to Total Wine and More in Rochester, Minnesota.
Yep.
So we have not had any of these.
No.
So this is, again, just like last week with the Pilsners, is going to be an interesting comparison.
Yes.
So.
All right, this one.
This one is actually called Darty.
Darty.
Darty. It's gluten-free.
Nice.
If that, listeners, if you need that. It's a gluten-free lager from Holiday.
Nope.
No. Holidaily.
There you go.
Boy. Holidaily Brewing Company. And it is 4.5% ABV and 10 IBUs. And it's out of Golden, Colorado.
Yes.
So we went from North Dakota to Colorado. And what this one, their little description was, Darty Lager shines onto the scene with a light, bright vibe that particularly begs for sunshine and good company. Well, the sunshine actually came out a little bit.
Oh, yep, it did.
And I would say we have good company.
There you go.
I would say.
Yep.
It's crisp, crushable.
Crushable again.
See, I'm sensing the pattern.
2 beers in a row.
2 in a row. They're both crushable. and crafted for those moments when fun is non-negotiable.
Ooh,
Let's get the darty started.
nice.
Oh, boy.
So this beer, or this type of beer, is because the owner, Karen,
Mhm.
has survived both melanoma and thyroid cancers.
Oh, geez.
So then as a result, she had to have a gluten-free diet
Okay.
as part of her treatment. So with these lifestyle changes, while essential for her health, posed a challenge for her love of beer.
Okay.
So that's why she came up with this. So it is, this Holidaily Brewing is 100% certified as gluten-free, the whole
gluten-free?
brewery.
Okay.
So then she can drink her beers there.
And I saw on the can, it said 100% gluten-free and 100% good beer
Ooh, wow.
is what it said. So there you go.
Wow, you get a double whammy.
Yeah.
2 wins.
Boy, this one is clear.
That is light.
I mean, this is light, but it's not hazy at all.
No,
This is like super.
I think they waved the yellow wire.
I can see you through that.
Yeah, they waved yellow wire. They didn't even stick it there, just kind of waved yellow.
Exactly. Wow.
That is light.
Smells.
Is that the glutinous lessness?
Probably, I don't know, but it's got a little different aroma to it.
Yeah, it's not the same as the first one.
No. Boy, that is crisp.
Yeah.
Very, it's, I'm not going to say light in flavor. There is flavor. It's just the first one, there was flavor, not huge amounts of flavor on either of them.
Right.
But boy, it's there and gone kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, it's very hard to describe because there's not a strong flavor.
It's almost got on the initial swallow, almost like I don't know how you describe it, a tartness or a sharpness to it a little bit.
But it goes away quick.
It goes away quick. But it's like initially, whoop, gone, you know?
Right. It's like that for being so light in color. I mean, it's
that's
light and it's light and crisp.
Oh, yeah. It is crisp. That's for sure.
It's just very hard to describe. I mean, the flavor, I mean, I can't describe these first two at all.
No, not that I've had a huge amount of gluten-free beers. We've had some. It's not bad, but I don't know if I could drink a bunch of this one.
This is really hard to, in comparison to the Pilsners, which there were some flavors. There's not a lot there. We're splitting the hair. We split the hair and split the hair to try to figure out.
And we're only 2 in.
Yeah, it's just not a lot of flavor. I mean, I don't think you should be scared if you bought one and tried it. I think you'd be okay. It's just really, really hard to describe what you're tasting.
Yeah.
I mean, if we did a blind taste test in the first two, I don't know if I could.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Because
we could probably do it now if you didn't see the color.
Right.
You know, it'd be difficult.
But there's not a lot there.
No. You know, and if you need gluten-free beer, I mean, this is definitely an option, you know, and I do think there's getting to be a few more gluten-free beers out there.
Right.
And there's some that are pretty decent. Yeah, this one is just, I guess if it was between not getting to drink a beer and drinking this, okay.
Right.
Not a problem.
Right.
You know. So I guess you get to go first on the Darty.
There is a slight difference between this one and the Drecker, but not a very wide gap. A little, and I'm gonna say a 2.4 only because it does have a touch more flavor. And I don't know if it's the gluten free. I don't know what's causing that extra sharp, crisp, crushable. It's just very hard to describe. It's not a bad beer. It's just not. It's very difficult to describe.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was like Miller Lite or a Busch Light, there's just not a lot to it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm going to go at 2.3. I'm going to go the other way. I just think that between the two, I think I'd probably drink the first one first.
You drink that one?
I think. It's just, I don't know what that little bit of a flavor, that initial flavor is, that's got kind of that tarty, whatever. I don't know how to describe it. It's a different flavor to it a little bit. It goes away quick. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't hang around, but it's just that initial one is just a little bit more different. I'm not sure on this one, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We're starting out.
We're starting off.
We're not moving very fast.
Right.
All right. So now we're up to question number 2, another easy one.
Oh yeah.
So we talked about how beer sales were down for 2025. Talked about the 3 that are down the most. So which 3 segments are up the most? So segments.
THC.
Okay.
If that's considered a beer.
Okay.
That would be one.
All right.
What's going to be the other 2 that are up? Sours.
Okay.
Total guess. And, well, since it wasn't in the last one, I'll say imports.
All right. So you swung and missed at that one.
Oh.
So domestic super premiums.
Okay.
And cider saw modest growth.
Oh, ciders did?
Yep.
Wow, that kind of surprises me.
And non-alcoholic were up 22%.
I should have known that. The NA beers. I totally dropped that one.
With Athletic Brewing, which you've had a few of those in that one podcast.
Yep.
Now is $1 billion brand.
Oh, my word.
They've shot up so much.
That's crazy.
So what is weird, so I looked up the definition for the domestic super premium.
Yeah.
So those first three are exact same verbiage, exact same everything that we talked about in the last question.
Oh, huh.
And then their only addition is market presence. And they describe that as this is where some of the top selling domestic premium beer brands include Michelob Ultra, Budweiser, and Coors Light.
Those are considered
domestic premiums.
I thought it was premiums or super. What was it?
Domestic super premiums.
Well, I guess I have a different definition for those beers, but
so that was a little different.
That was different. Interesting.
Oh, we better get another beer.
I'm confused, dude.
Yeah, we better get another beer.
You know, you can't
wash that away.
It's like they always say you can't use the word to just give a definition of the word. So when they're talking about super premium is the super premium beer, it's like you can't use it to define itself.
Right. It doesn't make. And then by saying Coors Light and Michelob Ultra are domestic super.
Yeah.
Much different definition.
Beg to differ on that. So
we would definitely agree to disagree with them on that.
There you go. Well, hey, this next beer may actually have a little more flavor, I'm hoping.
Yes, I don't know if I've had one of these before.
I know I think I've had before. Not this one particular, but I think we may have had this style before.
All right. Well, it looks interesting.
It looks interesting. So this is, I take that back because I don't think I've ever had this one. This one is called Supra Black. And it's from Modist Brewing out of Minneapolis, 5% ABV. And this is a premium Japanese-style black lager.
All right.
Now, I was thinking black lager I think we've had.
Yes.
But no, premium Japanese-style, I'm pretty sure I've never even heard of that.
Yes,
so.
I did not know that either. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, so their description, first off, they're ripping somebody off.
Yes.
It says, back in black.
Yep. Period.
It's Supra, but darker and back.
Okay.
That's the post. Reintroducing Supra Black, a premium Japanese-style black lager with Pilsner malt, rice, black malt, and Sorachi Ace hops. I hope I said that right. It looks like Sriracha,
right,
but
you didn't
it's
say
Sorachi.
You said E.
Interesting. So they said at Modist, we push past traditional brewing by embracing creativity and unconstrained experimentation.
Well,
So this should be interesting.
Yes.
I mean, here a few years back, we did imported beer podcast, and I'm trying to remember if we had one from Japan or not. I don't remember.
Yeah, none of them really stick out like they were really good.
No, there was pretty. Yeah.
Probably below 2.5 for stores.
I think the vast majority of them were. Now, I'm betting this one's darker than.
I think this one's going to be darker than the first two.
Oh, yeah. This one kind of reminds me of, the more that gets in the glass, the darker it gets. I was going to say it's kind of like a Pilsner, a porter.
I was going to say a porter.
A dark.
Because it starts out brown, then turns black.
First, I was going to say a brown ale, but then it gets black the more I pour it in there. So interesting.
And the head is definitely brown.
That's dark. That has potential, maybe.
Yeah, I can't see you through it. I can't even see my fingers.
Yeah, no.
Well, there's a little bit of
aroma.
Like almost, is that burnt smell?
Kind of. I'm just wondering.
Very faint.
I'm wondering with the rice if it's going to be, because a lot of the big beers use rice because it's cheaper.
Right, like Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch.
Yes, things like that.
Busch.
Well, here goes nothing.
Right, here we go. There's more flavor than the first two.
Definitely more flavor.
Smooth. It's almost really smooth, like creamy almost.
Yep.
I don't know why creaminess comes to mind.
You kind of nailed that burnt. The aftertaste is kind of that burnt.
Like my tongue is a little bit dry now.
Yeah, but it's got flavor.
Bad.
No, honestly, I'm not angry with that one.
No, and again, I can't compare it to other Japanese style black lagers.
Right.
I can't really. If you had some before, I don't know where this would rate on that scale.
Yep. No, I agree with you, dude. I was going to say I can't compare any other ones because I guarantee this is the first Japanese style one that I've had.
But I mean, it's good. I mean, I don't mind it.
No.
I mean, I was a little apprehensive because we've had some black lager. I think we've had some,
Yeah, we've had some black lagers.
and they were almost like a porter.
Mm.
This is not like that flavor. This is
No.
but it does kick up the lager
Yes.
scale a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the one nice thing that with these ones, we do have, now the rest of them kind of down the line are a little bit, they're different styles of lagers.
Yes.
Where the first two was just lager.
That's it.
You know, so pretty much I was thinking, okay, we should be able to step it up a little bit
Yeah.
with flavor
Working our
on
way
here.
here.
So yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to scare you away. I mean, it might at first where it says Japanese style black lager. I mean, there's a lot of words, but it's actually not bad. I mean,
No.
I do think it's a little bit above average. I mean, and compared to the first two, it definitely has more flavor. So I'm going to go 2.6. It's good. I mean, I just wish I could compare it to something else so the listeners would kind of know what we're tasting. But I mean, it's decent. I could drink a whole can, I think.
Yep. I agree. The more when you were talking, the more when I was taking a couple more sips, that burnt flavor kind of goes away.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you get a little more accustomed to it. I'm going to go with the same 2.6. I was thinking the exact same thing. Surprisingly, I don't mind this. You know, it vaguely reminds me of kind of an entry level porter a little bit. Definitely not a brown ale. At first I was thinking a brown ale. No. This is closer to a porter.
Yep.
I don't know how the rice affects that, but I'm sure that's part of it, you know.
Yep.
But yeah,
Modist
this is
did
good.
a good job.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's pretty good. Definitely different, and like I said, a new style. I'm pretty sure. So
We're breaking new ground.
new ground. Yes.
So we were just talking about what surprised us by the largest increase, which segment, which was
The largest increase.
yeah,
I don't remember. That was like 5 minutes ago.
non-alcoholic.
Oh yeah, non-alcoholic. That's right.
So, what are the top 5 non-alcoholic brands by sales?
By sales volume. Well, athletic, I guess, is probably.
So,
Or you're talking like also like Bud NA.
yes.
Oh, geez.
So, to answer your question, Athletic actually has 3 of the top 10,
Oh, really?
but only 1 in the top 5.
So, but I guess
So my question was, what brands by sales volume are the top 5?
boy, is O'Doul's still up there?
They've actually
They dropped
out
a lot.
out of the
I'm
top
guessing because
100.
at one point they were
Yeah,
like
they're
kind
not
of the
even
only thing.
They actually mentioned that in the article.
Oh, okay.
They've dropped out of the top 100.
Oh, geez. I didn't know there was that many that were in NA. Why?
It's going to be your favorite craft beer
my favorite craft
for
beer.
Monkey's Roost.
Oh, Heineken
Heineken.
NA, or is that? Don't they call it NA?
No.
What do they call it? Oh, 0.
0.0.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep. They have
So they're-
47 million last year in sales.
Wow. Okay.
They're number 1.
They're number 1. Wow. Okay. Heineken NA.
Yep.
Well, again, like I said, is like Bud Light or NA or Bud NA or whichever.
Bud.
0. They go 0. Are
Bud
any of
Zero.
them NA?
Nope.
Oh, they're all 0.
Well, there is one NA.
Oh, that they call it. Okay.
Yep. So Bud Zero is tied with
Okay. Now this is probably going to be a stretch. I don't know if it's going to, but is Guinness 0 or
Nope.
whatever? That's not in the
They're
top
not
5.
Nope.
Okay.
The one tied with Bud Zero is another Anheuser-Busch product.
Ultra.
Yep. So Bud Zero and Mick Ultra were 28 million each.
Oh my word.
And then the last 2 were tied at 25 million.
Both U.S.
Yep. No.
No,
One is from Mexico.
like Modelo or
Close. What's the other big brand?
well, there's Dos Equis. There's
Bigger than that.
Corona.
There you go. Corona NA.
Okay, that's the NA one. Then.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you already said Athletic. And what's their best non-alcoholic brand?
I couldn't tell you.
Run Wild IPA.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm trying to remember what
I think we might have had it.
We might have had it.
So the Corona and Athletic were tied at 25 million each.
Wow. You know, it's funny because when we did that podcast, and I know weird beer guys and we like actual beer, but it was just like you tasted it and you're like, yeah, and then it's missing something. You know what I mean?
That was the whole premise of the article that I read today.
Okay.
Was that it's showing the shift with is it the Gen Zers
Oh, sure.
that like to have a beer but don't like to get drunk. So that whole dynamic of them getting 21 now and they're in their 20s, they're impacting the craft beer market because they're not drinking the alcohol stuff.
Interesting. Because I just thought, like, flavor wise, they were kind of down. the NA ones. You know what I mean?
I mean, for you and I, that's not. But for
that's not an option.
For these introductory people, they don't want to have a lot of flavor or a lot of the alcohol.
You know, and it'll be interesting to see, like you said, the Gen Z or whatever the new millennial is. It'll be interesting to see once they get a little older if they then switch into craft beer. So this could be a pretty interesting introduction to the craft beer market. So
it's kind of showing some of the trends. So, I mean, I guess you really do have to see if you are a craft beer brewer.
Yeah. How
people are taking to your styles.
Exactly. Interesting.
So what do we got next?
All right. Well, hey, so the next one we have, we're not going to do another Japanese one. Nope. All right. So now this company here, we actually have two different lagers from.
Okay.
So the first one we have is, I hope I'm saying it right, Skeleton.
Yeah.
Skalden. Skalden. It's a golden lager. And it's from Head Flyer Brewing, 5% ABV, 25 IBUs, and it's out of Minneapolis.
Nice.
It says, this golden lager is brewed cold, appropriate for a beer born in the North.
Nice.
The clean, crisp finish will quench your thirst as you prepare for battle.
Ooh.
Raise your drinking horn and cheer. Skål!
Nice.
So their artwork is kind of a Viking.
It looks very
guy on there.
Very themed there, doesn't it?
Look at the color of the can too. It's purple and gold. Huh.
So they're
interesting.
They're imitating a famous sports team.
Yeah. Oh, there's like some interesting stuff. They got like the Viking ships on here and like I don't remember what they call that, kind of a rune stone looking type thing, and some ale horns and interesting.
So it says the name Head Flyer evolved from the name of a lake at the family cottage to our reason for being. To be Head Flyer is to boldly step outside your comfort zone, pursue possibility, and take on the unknown.
Oh, well, there you go.
So that's the brewer. So now we get to see how their beers are.
So now this is a golden lager. So this is a different style yet.
So this is definitely golden.
Definitely golden. It does have a little bit of a haze.
Yeah, you can't see
through it. Not like that the second one.
Right. So this is definitely golden in color.
Yep. You get a little aroma.
Not a lot.
Not a whole lot though. There's a little. It's a smooth flavor.
Yeah.
Not a huge amount of flavor again, but it's definitely kind of smooth. Yeah. The aftertaste isn't bad.
I mean, it's really about as like right down the center of the road as you can get. I mean, there's not a lot.
You already know what my score is going to be then.
I mean, there's not a lot of flavor, but there's nothing bad about it.
No, this is another one anybody could drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not going to scare anybody off. The flavor, like I said, it's actually a smooth flavor.
Yeah.
And there is flavor. There's more so than a couple. Well, that second one for sure, but I could drink a couple of them sitting outside.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, there's definitely nothing bad.
Nope.
It's just not a lot there. There's just
right. I'm going to 2.5.
Yeah, that's
right down the middle. We've had way worse. We've had better, but it's a good example. Yep. Somebody new. Definitely could drink this.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm sitting the same score, 2.5. I'm almost thinking, I mean, they could have added something more to it.
Right.
I mean, you still get a good lager out of it, I think.
Yep. It's different. It's interesting. You know, it's one of those, I'm glad that we tried it, you know, because it's, again, I don't know how many beers we've had from this company. I think we've maybe had a couple.
Since we've been going to Total Wine, we've got more there.
Yeah. So, when we go there, they do have a section that is like Minnesota beers.
Right.
And there's quite a few, honestly, that are there. So it's kind of nice that we could pick out some and kind of throw in this group, you know.
But it's definitely not bad.
No.
I'm right with you, same score, 2.5. I mean, on a hot day, this is ice cold. You could easily drink a can of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I agree 100% with you on that.
It's definitely not bad.
Nope. So what other information do you got for me?
All right. So I thought this is a little tidbit of information. You may or may not know this.
Okay.
How many different craft beer brands are there, and how many have identical designs?
As far as
like their style, are there any two cans of beer that look exactly identical?
And how many different craft
beer brands are there?
So you're talking like just the company themselves?
No, I'm talking.
Or you mean the beer styles?
Here's 6 different ones right here.
Okay.
So how many total are there? I thought you knew this one off the top of your head.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a badge on Untapped for Wheel of Styles,
Okay.
and I can't remember exactly how many there are. I think there's like close to 200 different styles, isn't there?
Yep. So that's a good starting point. So how many would you have to times it by to get to that number that I'm looking for?
There's more than that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because styles. So
right. Oh, sure. So yeah.
Then each.
Yep. I gotcha. Jeez, let's say times 10. So there's like 2,000 different types.
And another zero.
200,000?
No, 20.
Oh, 20,000.
20,094.
Holy cow.
Different beer brands.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And how many are actually have the same branding, everything?
Well, you would think there'd have to be something, but I'm going to say 0.
You are right.
Woohoo!
There are none. So that was the whole point of that little paragraph.
Yep.
That there's 22,000 different beer brands, and the beer, whoever's doing their marketing, nobody has made anything identical. So that's one unique thing about craft beers. It's not like the big box ones.
Yep.
So 22,000 different kinds, and none of them are exact.
None of them look the same. Right. Well, that's a good thing.
So I was like, well, damn, that's cool.
That's kind of an interesting.
So they're putting thought into not only their beer, but the marketing,
the packaging, the labeling, everything is different. The bottles, how many different bottle shapes have we seen? So that's interesting.
So that's cool. I mean, because you don't see that with the big box stuff.
No,
they want to just get it in the can.
A lot of it's they're not the same, but they're similar.
Very, very much.
So
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, that's cool. All right.
So
we're on to beer number 5.
Oh yeah, get ready for this one.
Yeah, I see this one. This is also by Head Flyer.
Yep. Okay.
Brewing out of the cities. This is their gold medal lager.
Gold medal.
Yeah, this is again 5% ABV and 25 IBUs. Now their description.
Okay.
On this one says.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah. Gold lager with Magnum and Saz hops. The end. That's it.
It's that good. They don't even have to write anything about it.
They don't even have to write anything else about it, and you're going to love it.
Yeah. That is.
No, the can is kind of cool. Now,
does it look like a big city? Does that kind of look like Minneapolis?
It's kind of like, it's got, Minneapolis made. Well, yeah, there's some of the buildings.
Like the skyline of Minneapolis, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't really know.
Somebody riding a bicycle. I know that art. There's like a big statue of this spoon with a cherry on it, but I didn't remember that was in the cities, but it apparently is. So, skiing, somebody's cross-country skiing. So that's cool. I give them credit for that.
So it's some good artwork.
Yeah. So we're going to see. So
nobody can ask us questions about what's in this because
we don't know.
We don't have a clue.
We got no clue whatsoever.
Even we tried. I searched high and low,
and when you look on their website and you look on Untapped, and that's all you got, that's what you got.
Well, what's weird is like this one is not even the Head Flyer website.
Oh, really?
I had to go on Untapped
to get this,
to get that
that sentence.
I could on their website. There was nothing about this beer.
Wow. So, and we just picked it up.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's already went out of. So maybe the other lager took over for this one.
It could be because that's a golden lager as well.
But this is
a gold medal lager.
Yes.
Huh. All right. Well, let's see what we think of the gold medal.
All right,
lager.
here we go.
Very little aroma.
So much.
Color-wise, the same, kind of a little bit hazy.
Yeah, similar.
Normal beer
not
color.
As light as the dirty, but
correct. Yeah.
But it's yellowish in color.
Again, a nice example.
If you blindfolded me, I don't know if I could tell the difference between those last two.
We may have to take a little sip of that other one again because this one is just this one almost has a little bit of a dry hop finish to it. That's the only thing I can really tell the difference in them.
They're very, very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
I mean, and I'm painted into a corner too.
We both are painted in a corner.
I do think I might have to make an exception.
Oh, you're going to go with, holy cow. Hang on a second. Are you feeling okay?
I think they're so close.
Personally, I think the first one was better because this one definitely has more of a hop aftertaste.
There's very,
very faint.
It goes away quick.
Yes, but you get that kind of that dry gone.
It's there, then just like a snap of the finger, it's gone.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Wow,
am I first?
Yep.
Oh, dang it!
We're on our fifth one.
Okay, so I guess. Jeez, yeah.
I was going to go in the middle of the road, and I was going to double up just because for me, it's so close.
Well, I was going to go like a 2.4 I'll go 2.45.
Yeah, we've got to be able to double it. These are so close. It's, I mean, even if we're splitting hairs, I think it's so close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my score is going to be a 2.5, right down the middle. I don't know.
Like I said, the only thing with this one that it kind of is just that little bit of that hop, dry,
just a little bit,
a little bit at the end, and that's the only difference. But between that, if I would pick the first one, the purple one before this one. Yeah, in my opinion,
they're not bad. I mean, I don't think anybody would have to be scared by them. It's just there is not a lot there. It's just hard to.
And this one, I think, if a person wasn't used to like an IPA or anything like that has more of a hop flavor, they may not like this one as much.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that was my main knock on it, which, again, it's not a big knock because I don't mind them, but it was definitely different.
Yeah, it's kind of getting flashbacks to Shiner. They all taste so similar.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like so. There's not a lot of difference.
No,
in these.
There's so far in the first 5, there's been one that has had different.
Right. That actually had some good flavor.
Yeah.
All right. So my last question for the last beer.
Okay.
All right. So this article I read, they tracked 26 different craft beer segments. Okay. I think they segment to them would be style.
Okay.
20 different styles.
Okay.
26. Which two of the 26 did not drop in sales in 2025? Which two actually went up in sales?
Well,
I don't know if you're going to guess these. I was like, okay. I'm very surprised.
Because I was going to say, is THC, is that a craft beer style?
Yep, that's a style.
So I'm guessing that's probably one of them.
Okay.
And then, you had said cider was but I don't. That's probably wrong. But I'll just throw those out.
All right. So you were close. Not really.
Okay.
So the most improved craft beer for 2025 is wheat beer.
Really?
Right.
Wow.
That was classified as their most improved. So it was up 10%.
Oh, geez, that's kind of wild.
And their second one, I have no idea where this comes in. Craft light beer. Which is up 15%.
So I wonder if that like the Pilsners and stuff, does that fall?
I wonder if it's that newer generation.
It could be.
They like the flavor. They said the darker the beer, the worse it's sold in 2025.
That's not right at all.
Not in our opinion.
No. I was going to say, I know it's not barrel aged. I'll tell you that right now.
So I was like, so that means really surprised. I mean, for us and our trending here, it's not like that, but I think maybe, it is a little rural. We're in Wisconsin.
I suppose you're older.
Yeah. Maybe the where there's a lot more people, maybe that's.
It could be, yeah. But I'm surprised. I was thinking maybe sours were up there too. But no, I think you're right with that. Like the younger people, if they're going into like the NAs and the American light beers.
I mean, because wheat beers they just have a different flavor, but they're not a lot of flavor to them either.
Well, then it depends. I suppose it didn't really give any big breakdown because you think about wheat beers and you got all your Hefeweizens and Doppelbocks and all that stuff kind of falls into there.
Right. I mean, look at the Oktoberfest beers. Yeah. I mean, the American ones didn't have flavor.
Yeah.
But the German ones all did.
Exactly. Man, I hope that changes around. or we're going to have to hold off on the German ones till the last one we do because we got totally jaded. Oh, yeah. Totally
biased
spoiled
ourselves.
Yeah, so right off the bat, and then it went downhill.
All right. So we have one left
on our last lager, and this one is by Shell's Brewing,
and they're
out of Minneapolis, and they're definitely one of the oldest ones.
Oh, there's even I got some info on them.
Oh, nice
page for you.
This is their Bach Dark Lager, and this is 6.1%, which is the highest one that we've had.
Way up there.
Yep, and 24 IBUs.
Okay.
And what their description said was strong and rich. This robust brew, commonly consumed during the coldest winter months, will warm you through to spring. Pouring dark caramel in color, Bach is lagered longer for its bready aromas, toasted caramel malts, and smooth, silky finish.
Nice.
The perfect balance of marshmallow sweetness with a hint of bitterness.
Wow.
So there you go.
Yep. Didn't you see there? Well, while you're pouring, I'll read a little more.
Okay.
So it says, Shell's is the second oldest family-owned brewery in the United States.
Wow.
I don't know if you knew that. And the oldest in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Okay, I thought so.
In 2002, Shell's became the largest brewery in Minnesota with the acquisition of the Grain Belt label.
Oh, wow. I did not realize they bought Grain Belt.
I should have had those as questions in them.
You should have.
I could have really.
I would have
tripped you
failed
up.
miserably.
So it started in 1860 when a German immigrant, August Schell, settled in New Ulm, Minnesota.
Yep.
Well,
That's a nice color.
That's a Bach. That's definitely a Bach.
That is a Bach color.
That's kind of a red, dark reddish. Is that what it would be? It's not brown, but it's
got a reddish,
dark reddish
kind of hint to it.
You can't see through it, but I mean, it's not like a cherry.
No,
but it's just or dark.
It's a dark brown ale.
There you go.
Dark.
Yep.
Kind of very, very good color though.
Not
get
much.
A little bit of aroma, not a whole lot.
Not a lot.
Oh, you get flavor.
Yeah, there's
flavor.
Yeah, there's much better than what we've had in some of the other ones.
Yes. And 6.1, you can't really.
No, it's not bad. You couldn't be scared by that.
I
mean, it's actually, I don't know. Is that maybe the breadiness or toasted caramel?
I was just going to say, I get that kind of a bready
kind of
flavor to it.
Feel.
Yep.
It's not bad though. I mean, it tastes decent.
Yeah, that's decent. I don't mind that. I don't really get a marshmallowy flavor out of it, but
I don't get any sweetness.
No, very faint. But again, I think it's more bread flavor than a sweetness.
Right. And I don't know how they would get a marshmallow sweetness with a hint of bitterness.
Yeah.
I don't know if my flavor palate's strong enough to
I don't really
get a sweetness on one side and bitterness on the other side.
It's a sweet bitter.
Yeah.
Or a bittersweet,
I mean, to me, I don't get any of the bitterness. It tastes good.
I don't mind it. I could drink a couple of these. And this is a normal, like a 12-ounce can.
Yep.
So, but
even though up to 6.1, I mean, you still can't be scared away.
No, it drinks very smooth. And it does have like I said, it's not like you're tasting, like you're eating a piece of bread.
No.
But you get that kind of a faint flavor in that, and
yeah, I mean,
that's not bad.
Pretty good job. So since I'd already tied it once, I'm gonna have to tie again.
Okay.
I think it's right up there with that black, super black. I'm gonna go with 2.6.
Okay.
I like it, but I just don't want to. I mean, it's not overly flavorful.
Right.
It's got some flavor, and I think those two that I tied are probably the best flavor of the group.
Yep.
For me.
I think for myself, I'm gonna go with 2.7, just a step up from the black.
Nice.
And I just kind of really like that. It's getting a little closer to like that maltiness that you and I are more kind of drawn to.
Yep.
But it's not overpowering in any bit. Anyway, and like the black lager had that little initial burnt flavor.
Right.
Where this one didn't have it. That's the only thing that honestly separated it.
And it's
that way.
Minute differences.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
not like leaps and bounds difference.
Yeah, and I know you did too that tied, and I didn't want to do that because
you did. Every one of your scores is different.
You really would have been upset.
I know. So you did actually break apart every single one.
Yes.
So you are the man.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna have to give you a gold star for today, even though you only got one question right.
Well, that's fine.
You get the gold star for not doubling up on any score.
Yeah. So I guess looking at the lagers, I think the Pilsners were easier to kind of differentiate.
Easy,
you know what I mean? These ones were now the two were, I think there was two that were above here today. The other ones were very similar.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you did a blind taste test, could you?
No. If you took those four, especially if you didn't, where you couldn't see
what the actual color was.
There's no way. It'd be like, okay, that's,
Yeah.
So for myself, I did like the Shells, the Bach dark lager. I thought that was very good. Secondly, I'm not going to lie, I'm surprised that Japanese style black lager, the Supra black, that was my number 2. That was really good. Like I said, the only difference between that was just that slight burnt flavor initially.
Yep.
Other than that, they were both very good. And then after that, I honestly kind of went with the Skeldon, the golden lager from Head Flyer, just because that one I thought had a little bit more smooth overall total flavor than some of those other ones had.
And echo exactly what you said, Mike. I had 2 that stood out. It was the Supra Black, very pleasantly surprised. And because I can't remember us trying a Japanese style black lager previously. So for that was very good that we tried one and it tasted good. And that the Bach dark lager, that was very good too. I mean, And what's different too is those two were the only ones that had different colors.
Yeah.
The other four,
the other ones were just varying degrees of
gold.
the same.
Yes.
You know?
So maybe it is that coloring that added some more flavoring.
Maybe it's all up in our noggins. I don't know, but it seemed like they had the better flavors.
Yeah. So they were on an upper pedestal. The other four, like you said, I really couldn't differentiate. In a blind taste test, I might, now that I've had them once, I might be able to tell the difference, but their color looked the same. The aroma, I mean, there was very, very little difference in them. So,
yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, we thought Pilsners were going to be like that, but they actually had some good flavor with them. So maybe, if they want to try that, put a little flavor with these.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't hurt.
Yep, exactly.
And I think you'd stand out a little more.
Yeah. And there are some that we've had that are like a red lager or these other lagers that do have more flavor. So these ones, like I said, we just grabbed them, and didn't know. And who would have thought that these were going to be more like what we expected than the Pilsners were?
I mean, they are above the Shiner Bock.
Yes.
They're above Shiner Bock, but there's not like Shiner. I mean, they didn't have a lot of different flavor. Yeah. They just had different labels.
Exactly.
Even though they all tasted the same. But right. These, they all got different labels, but there's not a lot of
There's not a lot.
No.
But again, all of these, if you're not used to, if you've never had a lager, you could try them. Any of them, and they're not going to scare you off. So, and then again, that's our whole thing is they got to have flavor,
right?
The aroma is nice too, but I mean, flavor is really key. And these ones, like I said, those two did stand out in this group of 6.
Right, stand out in a good way.
Yes, in a good way.
Very good.
None of them were horrible by any means, and go out there and like we said last week, if you find lagers out there, pick them up. If you can do a build your own 6-pack and try different ones, you're going to find something you're going to like. And there's just so many different ones that you can find. Ones with flavor, ones with not so much flavor. So it's just kind of a luck of the draw, so to speak.
And we did. I think I'm glad we tried it. Now we have helped our palate to understand a little bit more.
Right.
But it wasn't. I don't think it was what I think we were anticipating a lot better.
Yes.
It just fell a little bit short.
Yep, I agree 100%. Well, hey, Jim, thanks for sticking with these ones here.
We gutted it out.
We gutted it out. They weren't bad. We've learned some things. We didn't realize that Japanese-style black lagers have potential.
We'd be that good.
So, So there we go. And ladies and gentlemen, like we mentioned last week, we were 2 weeks away now, I believe, from the
Between the
Bluffs, the Beer and Bites Fest, I believe they changed the name to. So again,
Beverages and Bites.
Okay, I apologize.
There we go.
Yeah, and that's going to be coming up the 24th and 25th.
Yep.
The main festival is the 25th. We will be there.
Yep.
We'll run around tasting beers and kind of giving our thoughts and such. So if you stop and if you're there, see us, say hi, tell us you listen to the podcast. We'd love to talk to you.
Yep. We'll be drinking our free beers there.
Yeah, we'll even say, hey, let's go get a free beer over here. We'll buy.
Yeah, there you go. We'll buy 2.
Yeah, we'll buy 2. So there you go. Well, awesome. Dude, thank you so much for, again, being down here to try these. Hopefully next week, maybe we'll have some other things with a little more flavor. Hopefully, knock on wood. You never know.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Exactly. So, ladies, and hopefully next week we can figure out a song.
Something for the theme.
Yeah. Lager wasn't real.
Yeah, there was
easy
probably
to
a
find.
good thing we didn't have a song because it was just too middle of the road.
It was pretty much there you go.
Right.
So awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm
and your beers are always cold.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.